When I found out where my husband was really flying for his work conference, I didn't confront him. I just booked a seat 3 rows behind him. I was at the dryer pulling out warm clothes when I noticed a piece of paper in Kyle's jacket pocket, a boarding pass to Miami. But Kyle's calendar had said Chicago. He'd been mentioning the Chicago work conference for weeks. I stood at the dryer and suddenly everything clicked. The late nights that started 6 months ago. Big project, babe. You know how it is. The phone he started taking into the bathroom. I thought I was paranoid. The problem? Are my clothes folded, babe? His voice came from the living room. I wanted to scream, cry. Instead, I yelled back, not yet, babe. Going to shower now. Then I went upstairs with the boarding pass. I sat on our bed and pulled up the flight. Seat 14C, 3 rows behind 11C. Thursday morning, he rolled down with his suitcase. I was in the kitchen pretending to make coffee. He kissed my cheek. Back Sunday, babe. Love you. I turned and smiled. Love you too. Have a good trip. He walked out. I put down the coffee pot, grabbed my packed bag from under the sink, and drove to the airport. 2 hours later, I was at the gate in a baseball cap, sunglasses, and a coat I'd never worn before. Kyle walked right past me to board. On the plane, I slid into 14C, 3 rows back, direct line of sight. When the plane took off, he paid for Wi-Fi. I watched him put in the password on his phone and start texting. His thumbs moved fast. He smiled at something. My mind was running. Was I not good enough? Had my pregnancy stretch marks made me ugly to him? I wanted to cry, but I couldn't blow my cover. 2 hours in, he stood up. My heart stopped. He started walking my way. I grabbed a magazine and buried my face in it. He walked straight past me to the bathroom. When he came back 2 minutes later, he strutted right past again. Never even looked. I watched the back of his head for 4 hours. He watched a movie, texted. My nails were digging into the armrest the whole time. When we landed, I waited until he was halfway up the aisle, then followed. Outside, the Miami heat hit my face. Kyle raised his hand for a cab. I hung back until he climbed in. Then I ran to the next one in line, yanked open the door, and threw myself in. Follow that cab. We drove through downtown Miami. Palm trees, glass buildings. His cab turned onto Brickell Avenue and stopped in front of a tower. Kyle stepped out and walked through the revolving doors. I paid my driver, got out, and walked in minutes later. Harrison and Associates. Family law, father's rights specialists. I read it 3 times. This wasn't an affair. It was a divorce lawyer. My legs felt weak. I walked back out and found a coffee shop across the street. I was still trying to process everything when Kyle walked out of the building 2 hours later. Folder tucked under his arm, smiling. I followed. 6 blocks to a hotel bar. He walked in. I waited 30 seconds, then followed. I saw him slide into a seat across from a woman. Blonde, blazer, laptop in front of her. My stomach dropped. I walked to the bar, sat 3 stools down. The woman turned the laptop toward him. These are the recordings from your kitchen, her voice carried in the quiet bar. Every argument from the last 6 months. The judge will see clear emotional instability. Recordings. He'd been recording me in our own home. Your mother's testimony will be important, the woman continued. She believes your wife is unstable. Kyle nodded, sipped his drink. My mom believes what I tell her. The room tilted. I gripped the bar. 6 months. Every fight we'd had. Every time he made fun of my childhood trauma until I cried as a joke. It was all on purpose to make me look crazy. I put a 20 on the bar and walked out. My hands were shaking, but then something cold settled in my chest. I pulled out my phone and dialed. Hey, I need a favor. Pause. I need you to get Kyle's mother and brother to my house Saturday at 6. Pause. And stop at Party City on your way. Grab a cake. I'll tell you what to write on it. I opened my phone and booked the next flight home. When Saturday 6 p.m. came, I stood in the living room, adjusting a streamer. Balloons crowded the ceiling. Kyle's mom sat on the couch, eyes red from crying. She hadn't stopped shaking since I told her. Ryan stood by the window, jaw tight. Headlights hit the driveway. The engine cut. Footsteps on the porch. Then the door swung open. Surprise! Kyle froze in the doorway. He looked at the balloons, the streamers, his mom, his brother. What is this? He laughed. I walked toward him. It's a party. For you. I was holding the cake. White frosting, red letters, clown of the year. His face went pale. He looked up at me. What the hell is slap? His mom's hand connected with his face. You told me she was hurting the children, she screamed. Mom, I'm removing you from my will. Kyle stepped back. Ryan shoved him hard. Now I understand why you were bullied in school. I picked up the clown mask from the table, pulled the elastic back, and snapped it over Kyle's head. Wear it. You earned it. Then I pressed an envelope against his chest. Here's divorce papers. I'm getting the house and the kids. Kyle was in tears. He tried to take his mask off and leave, but Ryan grabbed him. No, you wear that outside. He literally threw him out. Kyle stumbled down the driveway in the clown mask.